imagine you could save money while at the same time having more customers. This actually happened to our next speakers, and they will present their best case scenario now, and we will learn more. So please welcome Daniel Heer. He is the founder and CEO of Zeotap, and Andy Lewis. He is the head of paid traffic acquisition at Virgin Media O2.
So, we've spent a bunch of time building Zeotap over the last 8 years, together with around 200 colleagues. And we have consciously said that we're going to build a company from Germany for Europe, because Europe is just slightly different from a regulatory, privacy, and security perspective than the US or other legislations. Over the time, we basically won 60, mostly enterprise customers in Europe that use this so complex tool called CDP. And what we learned, and this was a hard learning for us over the years, stop speak about function, functionality. Nobody understands it, especially in a complicated topic like CDP. But double down and focus on use cases, because use cases at the end of the day is what brands and enterprises care about. Because use cases create commercial outcomes, commercial results. Either you want to reduce your costs or increase your revenue, that's what it's all about. Nobody wants a CDP just to have a CDP. And today we want to talk about it, not from our perspective, but together with Virgin Media, Andy Lewis. But before I do that, I wanted to sort of provide a burning platform. So when we speak to customers, to prospects, to brands about CDP, it feels like initially that there's a lot of fear in the room and a lot of sentiment around CDP is so complicated. It's so hard to understand. It will take so long to integrate. We have to change so many things. We have so much legacy stack. People buy a new software which thinks to work holistically, right? Because it unifies data. But the teams don't work holistically. There's the email team, and the website team, and the Google team, and the Facebook team, and so on. So how can we ever change the company culture? How will we ever get there? How will we get people to agree and work together? Maybe we need OKRs, right? What's the time to value? Can we actually measure results from CDP? Or is it just yet another marketing tool, something fancy, cool vendors come up with to make money? So let's rather delay the whole thing for a year. Let's not do CDP this year. Andy.
Thank you, Dan. Hi, guys. So, Andy Lewis, head of paid traffic acquisition at VMO2. So, 10 years as a transformer. Okay, so 10 years within the digital space, transforming businesses. 7, so this one is what I wanted to do when I was 7 years old. Okay, so I definitely didn't want to be a head of marketing. I wanted to be a firefighter, right? It's not actually that much different when you look at it, but that was what I was passionate about. 24. So 24 is the number of people we've got working for VMO2 within paid traffic. So across paid search, paid social, programmatic display, affiliates, all of that. 650 billion pounds of ad spend during that time. It's something we're really proud of. 120 certified divers. I know that feels like a completely useless fact, but I promise it's going to be useful. So I'm a dive instructor, and that is how many people I have certified during the time. And then 1, love for Kolsch. So that's actually really, really important, because the Zeotap team on the side will be giving away free beer at the end. So go get a beer, go talk to us all, and say hi. Okay, into the content. So we're going to see a lot of diving metaphor, so I'm really, really sorry. But everybody gets into diving for one thing, and it's to go see some fish in the Maldives. It's to have fun, right? Like, it has to be to have fun. And then what we find is that some people just get obsessed with technical diving, right? So it is, what type of air composition do we need at 70 meters? This person, a month ago, wanted to dive at 10 meters with manta rays, and now suddenly he cares about diving at 70 meters. It's absolutely pointless, right? Because it's never going to happen for most people. So that gets us back to the RFP, right? So what we started on our journey for Virgin Media. We started looking at a CDP the way everybody does, which is we need real-time data. Why did we need real-time data? We don't really know, but we needed real-time data. We also needed it all enriched, so we needed to know everything about that customer. We needed data science modules. We needed data clean rooms. We needed real-time website personalization. And as you can see, the list of requirements got so much that it just became overwhelming. We also was going through a joint venture with O2. We was going through a website relaunch. We was increasing prices through the market. And also, DMPs had failed in the past, right? And everybody has got that story of a DMP failing in the past, right? Everyone's done it. So what we wanted to do was everything, everywhere, all at once, right? Which basically became absolutely impossible. So what we did is we basically said, look, we just need to keep it simple. So we stopped with our massive RFP, and we thought of 3 simple use cases. Okay, so our first simple use case, which everyone laughs at, is suppressing existing customers. Within the telco market, we've got a massive problem with our existing customer base. It's huge, right? So that was our first use case. Our second, find new customers, okay? So as you can see through the terrible octopus picture, it's actually really difficult to see where the octopus is. Okay, so that was where we was meant to be going, finding new customers. And then the third one was how we sell additional value to that massive customer base. So why suppression was a whale for Virgin Media is really, really simple, right? But I know you're all seeing the massive diving metaphors constantly, so I'm sorry. But why suppression was a whale for Virgin Media is basically, we've got about a 25% market share in the UK. We only cable 50% of that market. So that actually means that our customer base is around 50% of the UK. That means that we have a massive problem with wastage, okay? And that the ocean actually isn't the only problem with a waste problem, right? It's actually, we've got a massive problem with how much we're spending on existing customers. Diving in the dark, fishing in the dark, whatever metaphor you want to use here, it was a very difficult thing to come across, right? We was already doing all of the normal Google suppression, all of the normal Facebook suppression that all of you guys will be doing day on day, and we still knew existing customers was coming in. So we was already using all the existing customer suppression tactics that we could use. So we found Zeotap, and what we quickly realized after implementation was 16 of every 100 customers that did a generic search within Google were existing customers. That was on top of all of the suppression we was already doing. Within our branded space, it was 35 of every 100 customers were existing customers. What that actually means is that 70% of existing customers were now suppressed using Zeotap, right? And again, we already thought we were suppressing all these customers. So this is on top of any suppression we're doing right now, or we was doing beforehand. So what that actually meant to the business was a 37% reduction in cost per order in our first year running Zeotap, a £1 million direct saving on our ad spend. So we saved all of that by reducing wastage, and a 43% increase in our conversion rate with that reinvested budget. And that's the really important bit, right? We do not want to give that, we're marketeers, we do not want to give budget back ever, right? So we find new ways of spending it, we find new ways of reinvesting it, and we actually drive a saving while increasing our orders. And that was the really crucial bit here. So how did we get there? So the first way we got there was by abandoning the shipwreck. Okay, so we needed to get rid of that awful RFP and focus on dive 1, suppression. So we did this in a 4-month period. So from signing the contract with Zeotap to actually seeing a benefit within the accounts was a 4-month window. So we didn't need a 3-year implementation. We didn't need a 2-year implementation. We got something happening in 4 months, which was really important to us. We did it through the Google Cloud connections. So we focused on Google to start off with, and we was absolutely adamant that what we wanted was execution. We just wanted to be doing something as quick as possible to prove that you can do things with CDPs at speed. And then our next step was then to scale it, to start looking at channel integration, to start adding on people like Facebook and all of the other walled gardens that we're all interested in working within. And then dive 2 for us, prospecting, right? So lookalikes, increasing our usage of lookalikes, increasing our prospecting pools, and actually trying to find those new customers. So that's the one we're working on right now. And then dive 3 for us is cross-sell, upsell. So how do we sell to more customers, right? And that was the third dive for us. The real important bit about this, as everyone will know, is privacy and security, right? It is impossible to onboard a CDP without real buy-in from your privacy teams and your security teams. We've all been there trying to get PIAs and all of these things signed off, and we needed to get that buy-in. The way we did that was by proving value quickly, right? And as soon as you've got a business case that's, let's be honest, really, really simple, you can woo your sponsors. Okay? So what did we learn? Keep it simple. Identify your whale. You know, within telco, it's definitely suppression, but within retail, it's something different. Within travel, it's something different. So you need to identify what your use case is. Do one dive at a time. So focus on execution and focus on getting it right quickly. And then woo your sponsors. Okay? So get your buy-in really quickly. And then the last one, we've actually got a little bit of time, is just try and have fun. Okay, so like it is a really difficult journey, and it's something that we're doing that's really, really cool and interesting. So the way of doing that is just try and have fun while you're doing it. And that's everything. We're actually 5 minutes short, so guys, if there's any questions or if you want to come and have a beer with us, we're just over there.
Thank you.
Thank you.